Hi, hello, planner peeps, and welcome back to another video. This is M of Plan with M, and today I am trying out the Boss Personal Planner. So this is a digital planner that works in apps like Notability or GoodNotes. So those on their own are like $10 apps, and then you can import the PDF of the planner into your tablet, I guess is the word you would use for it. And so I am trying this out today in partnership with Boss Personal Planner, and I'm really excited about it. So mainly the first reason is just because I have my iPad, right? And it is, honestly, it's so much easier to carry this around where this has sort of everything in it. So this you can sort of take you have your personal plan for success for everything, your reading list, which for me, I use an app, but sometimes, I'll forget to put things into it. So it'd be really nice to just be able to write down, like, oh, I know that one thing I had been wanting to read lately was Children of Blood and Bone, which sounds really creepy, I'm sorry. But it is a fantasy novel that I'm really excited about. Additionally, you can track, and so you can see me sort of scrolling here, but really you can click any of these sort of like little habits, and it'll automatically take you there. So this is the dated version, but they do have undated planners, and I think this is a Sunday start. They also have Monday start options. Here you can do a habit tracker, and I wonder if I click it, it doesn't do anything. That's fine. But I can use a highlighter, sort of, and these are some just sort of functional tools of the app that I'm using as a whole. So like on the 14th, I can be like, oh, on the 14th I did this habit. What habit did I do? What have I done today? I cleaned the litter box. That's something I did. And I'm gonna, yeah, that's good. Okay, so, because my cats deserve to have a clean litter box. And one thing you can do, right, so let me just switch back to the little scroller. So you can also, just, due to the functionality of it, so like, let's say for the Eisenhower matrices, which you have a bunch of those. You can also add in, so let's say I'm gonna add in a GIF. What is not urgent right now? Netflix. Netflix is not urgent, because I have a whole bunch of like Netflix shows that have just come out that I really want to watch, but it is definitely not urgent at all. So we're gonna take that GIF, we're gonna select it, and we're gonna make it small. Come on, get smaller. And we're gonna move it to not urgent, not important. And so like basically the idea of the Boss Planner is sort of, it takes a lot of the I would say the elements of successful planners. So like the Passion Planner, where they have you set out your roadmap, and like the Eisenhower matrix here, you have like habit trackers and sort of like monthly spreads, weekly spreads, daily spreads, etc., that make it sort of, for me at least, a little bit similar to the Happy Planner. But like, it's all in one compact place, where you can actually sort of see everything and sort of like handle everything too. So I know that something that is urgent and important, for me today is laundry. I'm doing that. Important but not urgent would be, according to Allie, has a live today at 8 p.m. All right. And one sort of, this is honestly my favorite part about digital planning is, let's say, you know how yesterday in my video I spelled strength without the G? Okay? Let's say you notice this later. You can erase, and everything looks so great with like your pen and your handwriting or whatever, but you also have the flexibility of being able to change things whenever you want. And so these sort of Eisenhower matrices, you could make one, let's say, so this one is for my home life, right? I could also make a separate one for work. And these are things that, like, these are pages you would constantly reuse, right? And so if this was a paper planner, you would run out of these sheets. Here, you can just add more pages or erase things and just sort of make it a constant increase. Or basically, it's kind of like a perpetual planner, ultimately. Okay, so you also have these really cool task lists, which I make these all the time. I am a huge sort of list person. And so for me, we're going to switch colors, right? Because I can just do that. You have all of the colors in the world at your disposal. So something, I usually will just like make my list, but often I don't include like when it's due or... So, like, for example, I need to, one of my big things right now, and I'm going to see if this is, yeah, so I'm just practicing, so a little bit of hand lettering. It's harder than I wish it was easier, but, so I need to cook dinner tonight, which, for most people is probably something that you do every night, but Gil and I, we tend to trade off. And we're making a shrimp and andouille hash. So this is due today. What day is today? Today is the 14th of June. All right. Me. Oh, that smiley face looks funny. Good enough. Okay, great. And let's see. What's cool also is that I could just like put a sticky note on here too. Let me just drag that up here and be like, I'm just going to write, well, not write, but you can type in this, I think. Well, if you can't, you can't. But I'm going to say, ask Gil for help. All right, and this has a whole bunch of sort of flexibility in what you want. Oh, wow. So you've got 2020, 2021. Yeah, cool. So what I like, again, about the calendar here, so also, you can highlight things. So let's say I'm going to highlight my birthday, which is July 20th, coming up, hello. But what I can also do is, let's say, also on July 20th, I have a dentist appointment that I need to remember. So you can click on the date and it's hyperlinked. So now on this day, I can go, oh man, let's use that really cute sort of orchid color. I don't know, 8:30 a.m. dentist appointment. And so if we go back to the monthly, you can sort of come up with like a highlighting system for yourself that works. You could probably even like, let me scroll up just a little bit. Yeah. So you could sort of put on the side like, this is dentist. Maybe if you go to the dentist a lot, which honestly I do sometimes. But you could use this for sort of like, if you have kids, like all of their appointments, and you could color code by like your child. So like, or even just with schedules periods. So like I would give Gil green, mostly because green is his favorite color, and I would probably pick, I do like this orchid color, for myself. And if I need to track tons of events and things like that. So like I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, so that means that I'm playing different campaigns, different days of the week, with different frequencies. That's definitely something that I would be using this monthly page for. And so something else that's cool is that if you don't really like this white background, they actually do have darker backgrounds available. They kind of look like chalkboards a little bit, which I think is pretty cool. Just because, like, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm a mathematician and I was raised on whiteboards that I love chalkboards so much. Like, I'm not a fan of, this is chalkboards without the chalk, basically, so you don't come out of it with chalk all over your hands. But basically, another thing that I'm really liking about this is that it goes from a macro to a micro scale. So you sort of start with your plan for your entire life. And then, we'll skip the reading, right? But, then you have your habits, then you have your tasks, your priority, monthly, weeks, weekly, daily. So, like, this is where, you could note that on, I'm going to scroll with my finger. So this is where I could note that I have on July 20th, it's my birthday. And this gives you a lot more flexibility to sort of like have things written down in multiple places, right? But you also don't have to worry about, one thing on Instagram is everyone's worried about having like the prettiest spreads and like, oh, I don't post my after the pen spreads because I don't like my handwriting or whatever. But like, this is something where it's sort of purely meant for you. Like, this is meant to help you figure out what you want to do with your life, how to keep yourself organized, things like that. And what's great is that, so this is just sort of the general dated planner. They also have digital planners for like budgeting, fitness, and teachers. So if this is it's sort of personal, a general one, but if you like this and you want something more specific, they also have those options as well. One thing that I wanted to look at was the weekly spreads. Oh, yes. So you can go through. This is something that they have in Passion Planner, but they only do it at the end of the month. But here you can do it at the end of the week. So this combines sort of like your gratitude planning with like, so what was good last week, could have maybe been improved last week. So let's see. I want to go in my weeks. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to scroll through to get to the right week. And there's probably a way to get there faster that maybe if I click there. Oh, well, so there's a hyperlink. That's smart. So if you didn't see what I just did there, because, obviously, I did it by accident, but you can go from, like, March 1st through 7th. If you click that, it takes you to the day. So just like how what I did, I was talking about the months, I bet from the months you can get to the weeks, too. This is amazing. This is, like, really exciting for me. Okay. So let's go to, what day is today? Today's the 14th. So we're going to go from the yeah. Okay, this is great. So this specific area here is dated in the sense that it says June 14th through the 20th. But the next one is undated, which I like. It just says like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so I have a feeling, let me just see. Yeah. And so what you can do is you are able to sort of add pages, delete pages, as I was gonna show you that a little bit later. But if you wanted to sort of make this last forever, which, given the quality of it, I'd be cool with that. You'd lose some of the functionality of the hyperlinks, but you could make this into sort of an undated planner that you could use forever, which that doesn't sound bad to me. That sounds pretty good. Because the thought of having a digital planner, right, is that, maybe if you don't need sort of that functionality of the hyperlinks is that you can have a planner that you can literally use forever. Like, and if it works for you, which this is working for me, you would be able to use this for the rest of your life, which is amazing, honestly. Let's show you guys so these are the weekly spreads, like we've said, and then it sort of goes even further. But then there's also daily spreads. And so these are dated a little bit there. You can write down the habit that you're trying to work on, your goals, which is great because, I am a huge sort of goals-oriented person. You can write down your exercise. So for me, like, I have a separate planner for fitness, but this would allow me to sort of put everything in one spot. And so, like, for example, let's say if I was planning for today, right? I'm not doing this on the right day just because, well, like, okay, fine. I'll do it on the right day. So we're going all the way down to June. Now, I will say, this part is a tiny bit cumbersome, but honestly, I think if you were smarter than I am, which, most of you are, you'd be able to do this really fast. And ultimately, it's just sort of like flipping through your planner to find the right page. Not a big deal. Okay, so, 17, 8, 16. We're going to sort of practice how I count. Okay, beautiful. So, for the 14th, this is the plan with me part, right? We're going to plan my day. So, 7:30, we are waking up. That is what I do at 7:30. My cats wake me up. Then we're going grocery shopping at 10. And then there are sort of some goals that I need to get done today. So I'm going to go and I'm going to write those in the notes section. So, that looked a little weird. So today, let's see, on my big list of things, I want to get my laundry done. I am going to, according to Allie's live, I actually made a list of things in my phone earlier. I have my 7 workout, which is called Yoga Lattes, which I really like. It's just a mix of yoga and Pilates, but it reminds me of Blogalates. And let's see, you know what? I am going to add, because this is just sort of who I am. I like to add stickers, and you could totally take pictures and sort of import your own stickers. But, oh, here we go. Yeah, this cute girl who's doing yoga, she's going to go, I'm going to put her right down here. Because that's going to be me, I hope, eventually. And so now I don't necessarily know when those are happening. I know that I'm going to probably have to start cooking dinner around 4:30. Oopsies. So be careful here not to click the bottom part with, like, your pencil or your hand. Oh, there we go. Nice. Let's check my list. What else do we have? Oops, that's the weather. Ah, yes. Okay. So I also, what time is it? It's like noon. Okay, so let's say around 1, I want to do some meal prep for fruit. Basically, I've just been cutting up fruit and putting it in little plastic baggies, which sort of, it just makes it so much easier for me to eat fruit, I guess. And then after that, we're going to start painting some foam board. I've actually never done an after the pen video on here, so this is sort of like this is a double whammy where you get to have a plan with me and an after the pen. Big goals for today would be 10,000 steps on Fitbit. I've been trying to do that every single day. I also want to read chapter 4 of White Fragility. Okay, so I'm putting sort of some things in goals, some things on the schedule, some things, oh, yep, my third big goal for the day is to update my Instagram photo, because that's from like 2 years ago. And so the According to Allie Live is, oops, I've had this part open the whole time. You don't actually need to have it open, but it does help with navigation a little bit. So we have the According to Allie Live here, which means that I'm going to start planning. And actually, I'm going to change the color of this one. So let's change that up. We're going to switch to, we're going to go to the gray, I think. Just because my planning is going to be happening until like 9. And so another sort of great functionality here is like if I just press it down and hold, I can make a straight line. So like I'm awful at drawing straight lines, ultimately. I think there's also a way to do it with like shapes if I draw a circle and then click on it or something. Okay, maybe not. But if you're tech savvy, this is gonna be super easy for you. And then, oops, remember, right? Always switch back to your little, what would you call it? Hand pointing thing? Okay. And so this is where later I'm gonna be able to record all of my wins and stuff like that. And so this is the daily section, right? And I don't want to keep scrolling through this. I want to go directly to the notes. So this is honestly amazing for me, just because you have all of the paper options. So, if I just need to write something down really quick, I'll probably pick blank or dot grid. Let me just see. And so it just, not dot grid actually, just because I want dots in a grid, but not dot grid. So this is sort of, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see, that's perfect dot grid paper, and it just adds that paper in. And so like if I go back, they have some like regular ones which, let's say I don't want that page anymore. I just delete it and it's gone. It's has that functionality like with the Happy Planner where you just take out the pieces, like take out the paper off the disc. And we're going to go a little bit thicker lines here. Ooh, that's too thick. And maybe let's letter really quick. I'm going to see how this goes. And this is just because I do my lettering sort of with a Tombow or in Procreate. So I haven't done the GoodNotes one in a while. Notability in a while. So let's just go. Lots of sort of breathing right now. And what's nice also, right, is that I can lasso this and move it around. So like I wanted that centered, but now I don't have to worry as much about sort of where things are because I can move them later. And I'm like, oops, I made a mistake. Because it's Boss Personal Planner. So we're going to go in with our lasso tool. I'm going to move this down. I think I can actually make it smaller, which I am going to do because I ran out of room. And so this is honestly just really fun for me because I get to letter, which I really like doing. Now, let's redo that. So that is the downside, right? That if you sort of don't take a break in between the letters, you might accidentally, we're going to redo that, you might accidentally end up erasing your whole letter, or whole word, I mean. That A is way too big. So like, there we go. So that is weirdly centered, like sort of like a nailed it kind of thing. Okay, and then let's just Boss Personal Planner. And oops, that's text. So let's change now. We're gonna go back to that lilac color that I was really digging. And I'm just gonna write on top. Ooh, that's way too thick. Thanks. So this was my plan with me and review, sort of the Boss Personal Planner. So you can find this on their website, which is just bosspersonalplanner.com, and I'll link this in the description as well. And you can find all of their digital planner options, all of their layouts, and they also actually do have a paper planner. So if you liked this so much, but you're like, man, I don't have an iPad or something like that, they sell paper planners too, with all of these layouts in it. So if that's for you, do it. I know that I'm gonna be sticking with the digital planner just because that sort of fits my life a little better. But yeah. So if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the Boss Personal Planner in the comments. And thank you again for sponsoring this video. And so yeah, this is M of Plan with M, wishing you some happy planning. Bye!